Is it working?
Yes, it is.
Hi folks, back again. I'm not sure which one this is. I know it's number 127. It's most likely number 4. It's 3, 4, or 5. I can't remember. Anyway, for those of you who've watched any of these chronicles for any length of time, if you've watched over the past couple, 3 months, I did one on Simon Singh. Simon Singh is a gentleman in England who wrote, well, he's written a lot of stuff, but he wrote an article for The Guardian, which is, as I understand it, sort of like our New York Times before our New York Times went to hell. But anyway, it's a major paper in England. And he wrote an article for them, and basically what he said is what chiropractors are doing is bogus. Chiropractors sued him. The first judge, and this is, I'm going to go through this real quickly for those of you who haven't heard this before. The first judge got hung up on the word bogus, and he claimed that Simon meant that the chiropractors knew it was bogus and kept doing it anyway. Simon Singh said that isn't necessarily what he meant. What he meant was, is the treatments are bogus. You know, there's no benefit. They have no benefit. And so anyway, it churned through the courts for about 1.5 or 2 years. I can't remember for how long. Went to an appeal, as I basically remembered, and they found in favor of Simon. Then what it seemed like was going to happen is the chiropractors would actually have to offer proof that what they do is of any value. And of course they can't do that. So the Chiropractors Association, which was the, let me see, GC, I can't remember what the initials, BCA, I believe it was, British Chiropractic Association, they withdrew the suit. There you go. Now here's another one, and this isn't the same folks who sued Simon. This is a different outfit. This is a body, so to speak, that has regulatory powers, and this is the General Chiropractic Council. It of course is in the UK, and if any of you have watched any of my ones on chiropractors, you know I rant and rave, well, about them for lots of reasons. But the main reason is how the whole deal was set up. And for those of you who know how this all started, please bear with me. There might be some folks out there who haven't heard this before. But anyway, to make a long story short, this chiropractic stuff was invented by a guy, D.D. Palmer, in 1895, who at the time was a grocer. Yep, a grocer. No medical training, nothing. Zero. He dreamed this stuff up. And what he claimed was if your spine got out of alignment, you would have what's called a vertebral subluxation. And this started in 1895, ladies and gentlemen. And these chiropractors out there are still using the same stuff. 120 years or 100 and however many years it is. 115 years. 1895, still beating the same drum. And also what D.D. said was that there was innate intelligence. He also talked about vitalism. And you know, it's this woo-woo stuff, this energy all around you and all this other kind of mess, which of course no one's ever, yeah, it doesn't exist, come on. The other thing is, even though chiropractors for over 100 years have been talking about vertebral subluxations, no one's ever proven they exist because they don't exist. But they keep cracking your back, coming on back. I'm getting a little ticked off, so bear with me. I'm going to light up an old cigarette. Excuse me. Try and calm down a little bit. Anyway, and they kept harping on this vertebral subluxation. And, you know, basically what D.D. said, and what a lot of chiropractors say, is about 90 or more percent of all your ailments can be cured by having your spine adjusted, which of course is absolute rubbish. But here's the deal. The General Chiropractic Council, here's what they said. I've got good news, I've got bad news. Here's the good news. The this is from the General Chiropractic Council. The chiropractic vertebral subluxation complex is an historical concept, but it remains a theoretical model. It is not supported by any clinical research evidence that would allow claims to be made that it is the cause of disease or health concerns. So basically what they're saying is you people who have gone to these chiropractors have been hosed. You know, they're talking about stuff that doesn't exist, that the rest of us have been telling you, but you don't listen to us. Anyway. But that's the good. Here's the bad. The bad is they say they, meaning the GCC, General Chiropractic Council, they remind chiropractors that they must make sure their own beliefs and values do not prejudice the patient's care, and that they must provide evidence-based care. Unfortunately, they define evidence-based care as clinical practice that incorporates the best available evidence from research. But here's the good part. The preferences of the patient and the expertise of practitioners, including the individual chiropractor, her or himself. So what they're doing on one hand is they're saying, you people have been talking about stuff that doesn't exist for well over 100 years. Well over 100 years. You've been promoting this vertebral subluxation, which does not exist, for over 100 years. You can't do that anymore. But what you can do is you can do anything that you think is okay. Go figure. So you got the good and the bad. Folks, as I've often said, don't go to chiropractors. If you do a little research out there, here's what you're going to find. You're going to find there is a little evidence, that they can help you with lower back pain. That's it. Nothing else. Lower back pain. However, this same lower back pain that we all get that comes in waxes and wanes and so forth and so on, you can do a couple of other things. First, you can go to a physical therapist. They aren't going to crack your back, so they aren't going to, there's no potential for actual harm. The other thing you do is nothing. Get exercise, don't get exercise, take aspirin, whatever. Go to the chiropractor, it's going to disappear in 14 days. Do nothing, it'll disappear in 2 weeks. Anyway, I think that's it for the evening. This is Bathrobe Chronicles on the road, so to speak, from a delightful place. I don't know what you can see in the background here, but really, we are planted right in the middle of a forest outside of Charlottesville, Virginia. It's beautiful up here. During the day, the weather is going to be a little hot. It's going to be in the 90s, but it's starting to cool off a little bit now. It's in the 60s, and it's great. And if any of you actually would like to come up here and vacation here, send me a note, and I'll give you the information about how to get here. It is really delightful. These cabins are immaculate. It is removed from everything, just completely removed from reality. Anyway, folks, that's it. And as Pat Condell would say, peace, ladies and gentlemen, peace.